Thank you for joining me on the Victory Independence Channel. I'm your guest host, John, aka Stellaconcepts. Now, Daniel, Victory Independence, has asked me to do a video on silver and technical analysis of silver. Now, he, like me, is probably being asked, now silver is making all-time highs for this year. Have I missed the boat? Is it too late to buy? Is there going to be a pullback? I still want to buy more silver, but I'm just, I want to get in at the best time. Now, these are all important questions as investors where, we've got to, ask ourselves. And technical analysis, that is, analysing the chart of silver, the price action, can be a helpful way to assess the best time to go and enter the physical market and buy physical silver. Myself personally, I use technical analysis more for trading, and that is, trading the online trading, pricing silver and trying to get in a little bit overvalued and make a little bit of money on the markets. But for myself, buying physical, technical analysis isn't that important to me. When I have spare cash that I want to save or just put into silver, I rarely look at a chart to see, do I think there's going to be a pullback? Unless we're really, shooting for the stars, I just go out and buy that silver. I'm not too concerned. But there are a lot of people who are out there who are. Myself personally, I'm 100% practically invested in silver or silver-related assets, mainly because I see it as one of the rare opportunities to really outperform any other asset class over the coming years. Silver is grossly undervalued. Having said all that, no one likes to buy and then see the price drop $2 or $3 over a couple of weeks. So technical analysis can help us, take a little bit of the guesswork, although nothing's perfect, out of when to get into silver. So let me bring up a chart of silver and I'll show you what I see on the charts. Okay, here we have a daily silver chart. So each one of those lines there represents 1 day of trading. Now in 2008 we can see silver found pretty good support around the 1620 mark, 1630, somewhere around there. And that's represented by that black line, thick black line going across the chart saying short-term support resistance. So back in 2008 it had troubles getting through down below there, and only just recently, in the last couple of days, has actually powered through that what was then resistance. So we can see the last time it tried to break that short-term resistance line, and that's where the diagonal up line and the short-term resistance line meet, it couldn't do it. So it came all the way back down to 12, sort of in the $12 range. Came all the way back down, but now, however, it has broken out of that, and is now asking, $17, potentially even $18 a few questions, and do I want to be there? Now, for as long as it can hold that short-term resistance line, the longer it holds that, because we're in an up channel, the longer it can hold that, the bigger chance it has of actually breaking out of that diagonal channel that you see I've drawn through those those diagonal lines going up, following the highs and lows of silver over the past year. So the longer it can stay above 1630, the bigger chance it has of breaking out above that diagonal line and going to potentially $21 this year. Because silver, when it moves, it makes its biggest noise in a shorter period of time. It's a very illiquid market when you compare it to gold or oil or whatever. Silver is a very, very tight market. Only a few billion dollars traded a year, so that's really not that much when you consider the size and scope of other markets, but also how important silver is to the world. So it's definitely going to come down and test 1620, in my opinion. Markets always like to look back from where they came from and ask a question: do I really want to be here? And so it'll come down and ask $16.20 a question for sure. Now, if it can hold up there, it's looking good to break out above that diagonal line going upwards, and then use that line as its secondary channel and as support. So we'll actually break out of this channel altogether and move to a channel above it. and that top diagonal line will become support for silver, and a new resistance line will be drawn eventually above that, so it'll enter into the second tier of its bull market run. Alternatively, however, it could drop below that bottom diagonal line going up, which has been its support. Now, as a trader, if it does get into that grey area where I've put great buying opportunity, as a trader and as a physical buyer, I would be buying silver there, because the chart is telling us that's the channel that it's happy with. So, you know, that's around $12, $13, which is, in my opinion, extremely cheap. And I would be both a physical buyer, but also I would trade. I would look for a long position in silver at that point in time as well. However, it could still drop below the bottom trend line there and move into the secondary grey area that I have drawn there. So, you know, I would be quick to close any long position I had if it did break down substantially past that lower trend line, and I would probably even go short trading it and just hold on to my physical and wait and see where it bottoms out. But right now, however, the chart has broken out of some short-term resistance, and really the chance of it going higher now is greater than the chance of it dropping. But I do expect it to drop to 1620, 1630 before it does continue, and it may even pause again before it takes another attack on that trend line going up, the top trend line. So if it drops down into that grey area, you know you've got a great buy, regardless of where it goes after that. But you know, if it also breaks above that trend line, you also got to ask yourself your question: is it going to start another channel in a higher range than what it currently is in? So, you know, right now silver is doing really well, and to be honest, I expect it to continue doing well. However, I also believe, like Daniel does, that the markets are going to correct, and probably the Dow will lose substantial value priced in dollars. So that will take silver down with it, just out of sympathy, the fact that it is an industry metal as well. But I believe that will be short-lived, and if we do see something like that, I will be doing what I can to get as much silver in my possession as is possible. I definitely don't think you should be waiting for that, though, to start buying silver or add to your position, mainly because the US government is printing a lot of money at the moment, and for all we know, the Dow might go up in nominal values to 14,000 again, but the problem is that may not buy you 1 ounce of gold. So it's very unpredictable what Wall Street can do, because we've never been in a situation where we can print our way out of it. So don't wait for a pullback and a crash in the markets, and don't rely on that to get into the silver market, in my opinion. I think you should always be a buyer, but just look for a slightly better value on your silver, and nothing goes straight up. There's always retests and corrections in any market, and especially any healthy market. So I hope that's helped. I hope it hasn't created too many questions, but no one knows the future. All we can do is use these charts to make a best guess, and trade off them as best we can. The fundamentals for silver remain the same, and that is, it's very bullish. I'll talk to you soon, and thank you to Victory Independence for asking me to host this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, rate 5 stars and leave a comment. Thank you very much.